Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. I'm looking. Oh, hey, wait a minute. We live, right? I know what you're thinking. Hold that thought. Watch this. Play that music.
Yeah, highlight.
Damn, Melissa.
Don't forget the real though. Yeah, yeah. I bet you won't turn me up. What's that you bumping? It ain't vibing hard enough. Hey, no. Check my playlist, guaranteed you ain't hit top. From the indies to the mainstream, bringing other stuff. Music talks for Dwayne and Janean. Run it up. Run it. Huh. Pass that ox. Pass that ox. Hey. Bobby, do you? Back on the scene, Dwayne and Janean. I'm bringing the facts, they know what I mean. Music comparisons, yeah, it's embarrassing. Up in the Ford, I feel like I'm Harrison. Back on the fast track. Mighty and morphing my name. Zach. Feel like a gentleman, top of my class. The legend, I'm feeling like 3 stacks.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? It's your boy, your favorite residential cousin, aka neighborhood mediator, host, Prince of Botch, all that good stuff. Welcome to Past the Ox. I know you missed us. We missed you too.
It's felt like
I
forever since I've
love
heard
you.
that theme song.
I'm telling you, right? We got so much going on that gosh, it's like, man, we ain't really been here in a minute, but y'all know we still consistent, man. We still giving y'all what you want because we know you want us and we want you too. You know what I'm saying? We love y'all in this thing. So appreciate y'all for always rocking with your two, three favorite personalities. You know what I'm saying in this thing. But y'all already know me. So let me go ahead and just go ahead and bring the rest of the crew up in this thing. First and foremost, because we gentlemen in this thing, ladies first. You already know, ladies and gentlemen, we have in the building the residential queen of classic. You already know her, Miss Bougie, thuggin'. That's right. Yeah, she is also my favorite rockin' cousin. Yeah, that's right. You see what we did there? That's right, the one and the only Miss Janine.
Yes, sir. Hi guys, what's happening?
Hey. Yeah, we in this thing. And then,
Yes,
of course, we can't forget the hardest working man in show business. You know what I'm saying? And he may not always want to be on the camera, but when he is on the camera, best believe he got
We
something to
force him.
say. He's the one. He's my brother from a whole nother mother, right on the other side of the tracks, out there in God's country. You already know he is the one and the only Mr. Derrick Myers. What's up, sir?
What's going on? What's going on?
Going on. I'll tell you what's going on, man. The fact that we actually got to see you out here, but the Queen of Country couldn't catch you when you was on our side of the tracks, man.
Yeah.
Secret misogynistic Negro meetings. We don't have to get into it, but that's what happens. Moving
Oh
right
man,
along.
listen, don't act like we didn't try to get you involved in this thing. Miss, I had to work, didn't have a lunch break till
Oh,
four
miss, I
o'clock.
didn't know about it until the night before. Oh, okay. All
Because
right.
Mr. I forgot about
Okay, so I see the communication for the next go round definitely has to
hmm
get better on
Oh,
all
we've talked.
accounts.
We
Yes.
talked.
See?
We've laid out
See?
some,
Yeah, we
guidelines.
spoke.
Yes,
Yeah.
the guidelines have been laid. So, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen, y'all see how we do. Y'all see our craziness up on here. We just ice breaking and catching it up. Cause we family in this thing. So we acting like we ain't seen each other last Friday or something. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't just see each other 2 nights ago. But it's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But this is just
Oh,
how it
so we're
is.
getting right into it. Let's do it. What a great segue.
What a great segue. Yes. Um, ladies and gentlemen, so we got a freestyle but yet loaded show for you. It's a lot to talk about, really. A lot's been happening while we've been away. You know, stuff and news and this media thing that they mentioned so much out here in the blue. But let's just go ahead and just kick it off. Normally, well, actually, no. We're gonna do this a tradition now before we get into that because that was a good segue. But hold up,
That was an
we
excellent
can't forget.
segue. Yeah.
We can't forget it though. Hold on. Let's act like the people don't already know what time it is because you know how they do. They be like, well,
Yeah.
wait a minute. What about that? We got you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the part where we say, what's been in your ears? So, of course, ladies
Hmm.
first. What's been in your ears, man?
Nah, thank you. My cue. I have been listening to older stuff. I feel I get put onto the newer things like a little bit later because I'm still listening to my classics. But I've been listening to Division a lot. In lieu of
Mm.
our R&B battle. Another segue, but we can talk about that later.
Okay,
And
okay.
I've revisited Yeezus.
Mm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And I was like,
Okay.
why is this hitting so hard right now? Okay. Like I loved Yeezus when it first came out, but for whatever reason, it's been coming up in my playlist a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So that's what's been in my ears.
I love it. I love it. Okay, I see you,
Mm.
Cuzzo. Great taste. Real great taste. You see, I love when the old school vibes take over.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, but the Yeezus, man, that's actually an album I have to go back and listen to myself. I haven't really chance to check that one out
I
yet.
don't think I would listen to it.
That's the
Do
art.
it, I dare you.
You know what's funny? You want to know what's funny about that album, Derek?
What?
Apparently, word on the street is statistically, that's actually his best album, even though the sales don't say so. Musically, apparently, word on the street is that's his actual best work ever made,
Based on plays or based on Sonic?
based on complete musicianship and Kanye style sound, lyricism, all of that.
Really?
That's the one, and it's slept on because again, it didn't sell well based off the title,
Mm-hmm.
but
So
apparently,
sonically, it's his best album.
And I think it ages very well.
Okay.
yeah.
I'll check
So
that out.
I'm gonna,
I'll get
that's
into that.
again, I'm gonna have to check this out too.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard on the streets, this is factual.
Okay.
I would start with Guilt Trip. I would
Mhm.
start there. Blood on the Leaves is great.
Mm.
Actually the whole thing, but start with Guilt Trip. And then just
Okay.
I
shuffle
love
the
it.
other ones.
I
All
love
right.
it.
Let me
I love
I'm gonna make sure I have that queued up.
it.
Check that out
Sounds
now.
good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, Mr. Myers, what's been in your ears, sir?
So, like Janine,
Mm-hmm.
um, a lot of R&B because of the battle.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been in a reggae mood since my birthday.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
I've
Yes,
been
sir.
I've been like Bob Marley has been on replay for at least the last 2.5 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks. I've been listening to Bob Marley and Stephen Marley. Um, uh, I had
Stephen
a
Mar or Stephen Marley might be my favorite of the Marley dynasty. You
really,
know what I'm saying? Because like they all do music, but
yeah,
I really
yeah,
like him. I love his vibes.
yeah. I have a feeling that if I take a trip down to Jamaica, I will not be coming back.
That's how we all feel. That's why we're very weary of going.
I
We just won't see my family anymore. Sorry,
I
guys, gonna have to
just
come visit
I,
me.
I am at the point. I might actually have to get a dual citizenship.
Mm.
I
Not
might
a
have
bad
to
idea. Not a
because I just love the sounds like and the closest that I can get to that is going down to Florida. Like
Hmm.
being in Miami or Fort Lauderdale rather. I can feel that because that's my where my family is. So
Hmm.
that's just I like it's just the closest that I can get to Jamaica. So yeah, I might have to get that dual citizenship. But
This is a tangent, but do you think you would adjust well to island life? Because it's
oh,
very much just chill, laid back. No one really has like a schedule. No one has a schedule, Derek.
okay. All right.
You
All right.
know.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to adjust. But I would I would
However,
I would have a lot of reasons to adjust.
yeah.
Love it. Love
Hmm.
Food,
it.
red stripe, and weed. I would have
And oxtail
and yeah, I would
and
have
the
a lot
goat
of
you just
reasons.
walked past 3 minutes ago is
Yeah,
now, you know,
yeah,
being cooked.
yeah.
Farm to table.
Lot of curry on it. You know, I
Yeah.
am. I would. This is not a food show, but Jesus Christ, I would have fun
Hey
down
man, if that's where the vibes is,
there. Hey
let it
man,
take you there. Let
like
them use you, Derrick.
I
Oh
have
boy.
because honestly, previous to I think maybe like last year, I wasn't listening to reggae a lot.
Mhm.
So before, honestly, like I told y'all before, J. Cole like really helped me calm my anxiety down a lot, or
Mhm.
even Boss did that. But listening to reggae really just calms me all the way down. Like
Mhm.
even
Mhm.
when I'm driving, I get a little tense when I'm driving sometimes, especially in Atlanta. Um,
It's like
Ah,
Daytona. What is it? Is it Daytona 500 or
500, yeah.
it's Daytona 500 until you get to like North Druid Hills?
mm.
But
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
after that,
Come on.
hey,
And don't
go
speak about
fast.
285.
Yeah.
Don't talk
Oh,
about
that's
285.
rough.
That yeah. So I like I've just been in that mellow mood for the most part over the last couple of weeks. Like cuz like I told you guys before, but for my birthday I literally just ate Jamaican food and listened to Bob Marley and I relaxed. And that was probably the most uh relaxed birthday that I've ever had. So I've just been in like since then that's where I've been. So I
I
can't
love
stop
it.
listening to Bob Marley and
I love it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a deep dive into reggae in general. But yeah.
Okay. Brother taking it back to the roots. I see you,
Got
man.
no choice, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Got no
man.
choice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
There is
I
a Bob
see.
Marley documentary that came out, I want to say around 2013 ish. And I was convinced that I was going to convert to Rastafarism. I was not going to brush my hair. I was just going to have locks and
Yeah.
everything was just going to be no problem, man,
Yeah.
for the rest of my life.
Where's it? Is it streaming anywhere?
I'm sure it is. I'm actually looking it up now to see we're, we'll talk, but I believe it
Okay.
came
We'll
out in
talk.
2013. I had a DVD. I had a DVD. Remember those?
Oh my God.
Ah,
Listen, look,
yes.
I got my
I had
DVDs
an
back
extra.
here.
DVDs.
I love them, man. I
Yeah.
collect them.
I still
So
got
yeah,
those. Yeah, I still got
yeah,
DVDs myself.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, that's just those been the vibes. Those have been the vibes for the last 2 weeks or so. So
I love it.
Okay, I did find it. It's called Marley. Came out
Marley,
in 2012.
I heard
Hmm.
about that. I never saw it, but I'll check that out. I'm gonna find that out and
Wow.
check that out.
I think I do remember that too. I remember
Yeah,
when they did a promo for that. Interesting.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
He's an interesting person. Just like
Hmm.
listening to what he's got to say is just amazing. So
Yeah, he's up there with the when you talk about musical icons, the
Hmm.
yeah,
Pacs, the Biggies, the Jimi
yeah,
Hendrix, the
yeah.
Princes, the Michael Jacksons, and there's Bob Marley
The only
for the
reason
right.
why I think that he's probably not um as appreciated on that level is because it's a different culture and the accent. A lot of people, if you've not been around Jamaicans a lot, you're not going to really be able to understand fully what they're saying.
I think my co-host can definitely agree with that one.
Yeah, and I feel like too, like Bob Marley, it's very easy to I don't know what the correct word is. I want to say fetishize, but I don't think that's really the word that I'm looking for. But like, it's very easy to just associate Bob Marley with like, oh, I like smoke weed and I want to live
Hmm.
that lifestyle. So I'm just going to have like Bob Marley posters everywhere. But when you really start to listen to his music and know what he was fighting for and what he stood for and what his mindset was, is so much deeper than that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
that's it. That's all I have.
You have to study his lyrics.
Yeah.
You definitely have to study his lyrics because that man was on something else.
Mm-hmm.
He was on something else, and I love it.
I love it too.
Love
That's
it.
awesome.
Love it.
That's
Love
awesome.
it.
Don't worry, be happy, mom. That's
Yeah.
all I've got to say. All right. So then, guys, I guess for me, man, I've actually been diving into a little bit of everything. Put myself on artists I've either never had a chance to check out,
Hmm.
or that I just, found myself on this little thing called YouTube Music. So it just had a nice little thing where it would just shuffle a lot of different songs, and I'd be like, oh, never
Yeah.
heard this before, but it was cool because it put my ears to something new. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so just names to mention, Sid,
Big Sid.
Boz,
Yes.
Justine Sky, Aaron Ray, Akeem Ali. I mean, just some really. Oh, and then of course FKJ. So I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah.
just a lot of dope
Yeah.
stuff that I've had a chance to really check out and really vibe to, including my guy Anderson Pack. Who I was vibing to a lot.
Yeah.
Including Tripping with him and J. Cole, one of my favorite songs actually.
Yep.
But yeah, and then of course found myself listening to what to me is the greatest movie soundtrack of all
Uh-oh.
Tarzan? No, I'm joking. Just kidding.
time. That's a good
Phil
try.
Collins?
That's a good
Phil
try.
Collins, man.
That's a good try. As
Hey,
epic as that is, it may be epic,
that is
but
a
it
good
ain't got
soundtrack,
nothing
though.
on this soundtrack. The greatest soundtrack of all time.
Purple Rain.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you right now. Space Jam, baby.
Okay. I'll
Yeah,
allow it.
yeah, yeah. You don't believe me? Allow me to introduce you to the track list, son.
For you, I
We
will.
got Fly Like an Eagle by my man Sid. We got The Winner by Coolio. We got the Space Jam theme, which everybody knows from Quad City DJs. Get the turn every time. We got I Believe I Can Fly, one of the most iconic R. Kelly songs of all time,
Did
believe it or
you
not.
did you skip I
Did I
Believe I
skip?
Can Fly or did you let it rock? And
I
be
let it
honest.
rock. I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest, I let it rock. I
Thank,
did.
thank you for
I
that.
love that song. It
Yeah.
was actually probably between that song and I Wish out of any of his songs are my guaranteed top two all time. Straight up.
How many times did they
Trapped
play
in the
that in your
closet
church?
wasn't your jam? Oh, okay.
How many times did I play I Believe?
Ignition wasn't your joint? Oh, okay.
Ignition was nice. I mean, it's probably three, but it's
Oh
not top
God.
The
two.
remix and
It's not top two, but it's in the three. It's in the top five. If I gave a top five of R. Kelly, yeah, Ignition remix is in top five. But it still ain't over. I Believe I Can Fly.
We might end up having to have an R. Kelly discussion at some
Maybe,
point.
Oh, he gonna be inside of a fans battle? Oh, all right.
Well,
I
the
don't
jury's
know.
out on that. I don't
I
know.
don't
We'll
know.
see.
I don't know.
The jury's
We aren't
out
there
on
yet?
that
Okay.
one.
I don't
We'll
know.
see.
But a
We'll see.
conversation about his music, I think might be needed. But
Maybe
go
need
ahead.
it. Go ahead. So I mean, there's I Believe I Can Fly. Then there's one of my favorite songs from this very album, which I feel like is the most underrated, slept on collab of all time for some reason. Dude, you got this song titled Hit 'em High, which is the theme song of the
Yes.
Monstars, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
got Be Real from Cypress Hill. You got Buster
Fire.
Rhymes, young Buster Rhymes. You've got Coolio, LL Cool J, and Method Man all on
Yeah.
one track,
Yeah.
lyrically giving you bars from start to finish. I'm just here to say that is a gym anthem for sure. And like I said, it just goes from there because then you got one of my favorite neo soul artists of all time, ladies and gentlemen, D'Angelo with My Found My Smile again. And of course, we can't forget the iconic For You I Will, Miss Monica, always
Yes.
giving you what I got.
Monica.
And then you got giving you all that I got for that 80s centric soul from Miss Robin S. You got
Yeah.
my favorite collab in the terms of comedy meets soul. That's right. You got Barry White and Chris Rock with Basketball Jones, baby. That iconic scene when Charles Barkley's walking and he's trying to get his talent back, but he has no talent, ladies and gentlemen. So he finds himself in a Basketball Jones. You already know how it is. Then you got I Turn to You by All for One. You got All of My Days featuring Jay-Z, Changing Faces. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, you got the Spin Doctors giving you That's the Way, I Like It with a nice little spin of their own. And of course, the greatest MC of all time, possibly to ever make this soundtrack. He's not on anyone else's soundtrack. I've never heard this man on anyone's soundtrack. So for that alone, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the one and the only Bugs freaking Bunny. The man giving you them bars, baby.
You never know what's coming after he hypes up in person.
I was sitting here like,
I was like holding on, like.
You have never heard this man on anybody else's soundtrack, anybody else's album. He is only on the Space Jam album, giving you them bars, letting you know I ain't just an iconic cartoon. I can give you them lyrics too. What's up? Daffy Duck tried, but he got cut off at the end, so it's all good.
we might end up having to have a conversation about soundtracks.
Yeah,
movie soundtracks. We might have to do that because that's
a good discussion.
Yeah, because you're saying that's the best one.
Hey man, it's the one I've ever played from start to finish,
bro.
I'm just saying that's the one I've ever played from start to finish.
Rain soundtrack.
Ah, dang, that does count as a soundtrack, doesn't it? Crap.
Yeah. Are we talking about grown-up movies, or are we talking about movies from our childhood?
We would really.
Okay.
We have to narrow it down.
Here's a live idea right here on Past the Ox. It's an exclusive.
You heard it first.
Y'all heard it first. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a tournament bracket style. All right. We're gonna break it down from children's soundtrack, adult soundtrack, and any other category we can put in their own categories. All right. And we're just gonna let those little brackets break down and do a final four based off each category, kind of like the NCAA March Madness style, baby. When it comes down to the final four, then we determine who's the best.
We're gonna have a off-air conversation.
Let's do it.
But that is, we've already discussed something like that before, and I think that we might as well just debut it with that.
Hey man,
I'll just say that.
Hey, you know how it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, leave it at that.
It's coming. Just know it's coming to your listening ears.
Yeah,
I don't believe that. But I guess we'll move on now that we've heard of everything what we've all been vibing to. Please, by all means, if you're listening and you're on, Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, I should say, and if you're listening on Audible, or maybe you're listening on whatever podcasting platform you're listening to, let us know what you've been vibing to. Tag us, okay? Let us know. We would love to hear from you and what you've been vibing on so we can shout it out on the next episode. Now, we're going to touch on a little bit of music history real quick for a second, because ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, there are 4 albums, that's right, 4 iconic albums that have officially turned 5 years old. Would you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? 5 albums have turned 4th albums have turned 5 years old. Those albums are none other than all right, we got Birds in the Trap, Mr. Travis Scott.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, right? We've got 5 years. 5 years old right now. Then we have For Your Eyes Only, Mr. J. Cole. That's right. 5 years old as of today. We've got Coloring Book by Mr. Chance the Rapper. That's right. 5 years old.
Don't do that, Derrick.
As of today. Uh-oh. What's Derrick gonna do? What's he doing there?
Okay,
making sounds, and I don't like that.
No, I love Coloring Book, but Acid Rap was better.
Now hold up now. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay.
Acid Rap was much better.
Okay. And then the final album, which is another album that somebody over here is gonna trash. I bet he probably didn't even listen to this album yet, like I told him to. because I sure listen to the ones he told me to listen to. But ladies and gentlemen, that's right,
Oh,
you guessed it. Views by Drake has officially turned 5 years old as of today. So,
Heartbreak Drake.
I actually listened to a couple tracks. I just didn't listen to the entire thing though.
oh no,
The
that don't
honesty,
count.
I can appreciate it.
I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
appreciate it, but
yeah.
that
I'm not
don't
gonna,
count because I had to
but I
listen to
will.
all of Take Care, and all of Nothing Was the Same, start to finish.
I will. So I
Okay.
will listen to it today.
That nigga is not gonna listen to it. It's
No,
been how
I,
many months? He not gonna listen to it. Don't you do that.
All
Just
right,
say you're
Pastor.
not gonna
promise.
listen to it.
I
Listen,
promise.
audience,
I will
audience
listen to it.
members, you
I
have
will
heard
listen.
this,
I
okay?
promise.
Document this episode right here,
Yes.
time coded.
Yes.
All right, screen
Yes.
record it, whatever you got to do, audience. All right, Derrick here
Yes.
says he will listen to this album start to finish, so y'all hold him accountable the way me and Janean.
Well, and hold up. It's not that I've never listened to it. I have listened to it before. I just didn't like it,
He said he would give
and
you
I
a
haven't
listen.
listened to it since. So I will go back.
Personally, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't already know, that's personally my favorite Drake album out of all of them. But
Man,
that's just my personal
that's
preference.
5 years though.
That is 5 years old. So
How
let's
quickly
talk
5
about
years
these.
goes by.
Yeah, how
Mm.
quickly it does. So let's talk about these four. And I mean, just that era of 2016. I mean, those four iconic albums.
Yeah.
I mean, what is your impression that comes to mind and just knowing A, that they're 5 years old already, but just where you were at that time in life when these four albums came
Mm.
out?
I can tell you exactly when Birds in the Trap came out. I had just had Jade. I was in school and I was like, "Mommy, I'm gonna give you Jade," and I had a project to do, and I like listened to Birds in the Trap on repeat for like several hours. So
Wow.
that's where
Wow.
I was when Birds of a Trap came out.
Wow. That's
Wow.
crazy.
When For Your Eyes Only came out, I was actually at my darkest period in life. That
Mm.
album actually brought me out of, well, helped bring me out of that. Um so God, I didn't even that's like, to even think of that being 5 years old is weird. That is
Yeah.
very weird.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I mean that, and then Views. Wait, Color and Book. So I already talked about Views, but Color and Book. Um, that was, I remember, like, I was really anticipating that album, and it didn't disappoint. Let me.
Did it?
I don't want to say, but I don't think anything he's done has surpassed Coloring Book. I mean, Acid.
Acid. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
Acid Rap. I don't
Interesting.
think anything he's done has surpassed that. His album. So he's come out with two albums, right?
Hmm.
Um, well, is the Coloring Book considered a mixtape, or was?
I think that's why it was so big because it was like he had made like a major play with Apple or something to
Yeah,
where it was a release of a mixtape on the streaming platform. So I think that was a bigger buzz behind it as well.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, and that's the thing that confuses me about that. I can't. I consider it an album. I don't consider it a mixtape. I really don't, because it doesn't feel like a mixtape. Like Acid Rap felt like a mixtape.
Hmm.
10 Days felt like a mixtape, but this felt like an album, and it's you can tell where he is, where he's evolved in Color and Book versus Acid Rap for sure. Um, but Color and Book was like his last really great project, because the last one he came out with was just, it was good, but it didn't live up to those past projects. And I hope he comes back with something that lives up to that, because if he doesn't, I'm good. It's gonna be like Drake for me, bro.
I'm good.
Wow.
It's gonna be like Drake for real, because I'm only gonna listen to up to Color and Book, and that be it.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So I hope he comes out with something and does well with it, because yeah,
Yeah. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know, bud.
Yeah,
I don't know,
I
bub.
know.
I
I
don't know
know.
about that one.
Hilarious.
I know. I know. Yeah, man. For me, when these albums were out, this is in my phase of. It really just goes to show, given the current circumstances right now, seeing as how I can't really do this right now. That was around the time when I was constantly touring. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's around the time when I found myself listening to a lot of this stuff basically on airplanes or in car rides or just in between waiting for flights and
Hmm.
just trying to brainstorm
Oh, he's stunting
ideas.
on us tonight. He said
Yeah.
shit. I was, hey,
That's not nah,
Papa
it
wasn't
was
rolling. What?
nah. It was just those were the times where it was the Revolt tour with my OG mentor Mr. Dell, and it was just like getting that text like, hey, we gonna be hitting this up this weekend in this city. You down to come? You able to come? Sure, all right, cool, and when I was in Georgia, I was working dealerships, over here just
Yeah.
vibing, getting through the day, with these albums. So, which again, why views resonate so well with me because I really had a lot of personal time with that album, and I mean for that year, that definitely that album does stick with me and reminds me a lot of where I was at that time and that year, things of that nature. So it's cool to see that albums that age where it reminds you of, and I think that's what makes a
Yeah.
good album, right? Like if it reminds you of where you were at that time, even when you don't realize it's that old now,
Hmm.
it's it's pretty sick,
Can I ask you something about that? Um, as an artist, how
Mhm.
are you? Because I know there's a lot of artists that don't listen to other people's music
Mhm.
for just not wanting to get stuck in that other artist's sound.
Mhm.
How are you able to do that where you're listening to someone else's music and don't get caught in their sound?
For me, it's actually easy because well, for one, I mean, I feel like that's kind of a front. I mean, I get it. Like, I get why some artists are like, yo, I don't listen to, it's the same reason somebody would say, oh, I'm a podcaster. I'm not going to listen to somebody else's podcast. I'm too busy creating my own content, right? I get it,
Hmm.
but that, first of all, if you're a podcaster, something influenced you to get into podcasting,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Clearly, you were listening to something before you got into it. So why all of a sudden would you stop and act like you don't now, right?
Right.
So same cases for music. For me, I have no problem listening to other people's stuff because it's either going to spark an idea of creativity for me to say,
Hmm.
all right, I like what you did there. I see where you went with this. Now let me see if I could try something that's not biting that, but still try something where does it work for me? If it doesn't, cool. It doesn't work for me. It works for you. I'm able
Hmm.
to try something else. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I have no problem with it because for me, it's just like I feel like a little bit of everybody is in me, which is why I feel so diverse with my style. To where you guys know it's me, but it gives you a vibe of someone else.
Yeah.
At the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
time, because most likely I thought about someone on that particular project when I went in the vision of this song. And I
Right.
was like, this sounds like something somebody would do, so, let me kind of see if I can channel that a little bit with my own flavor.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
I don't get intimidated by that. I actually enjoy it because it just sparks my creativity even more because sometimes, especially as a person who writes to himself, because when I don't have like that vibe of everybody in the studio with me like that to
Hmm.
bounce off my creativity, I have to listen to other artists a lot of times, usually to kind of spark like my lyricism, to keep my lyricism sharp.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
I'm listening
Okay.
to a J. Cole, if I'm listening to For Your Eyes Only and I'm listening to how J. Cole delivers, tells a story, paints a picture, then I'm saying, all right, cool. I got
Yeah.
plenty
Yeah.
of stories, and you just reminded me of how I can dig into my bag of stories now and just
Yeah.
kind of paint a scenario for somebody real quick. So
Okay. Okay.
I that's me. That's just me personally. But
Yeah.
again, any other artist listening, you may agree, you may disagree. But that's kind of my thing for sure.
That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. So moving on, guys. Again, happy birthday, if you will, to a lot of those albums in terms of turning five. You
Yeah.
know, Jade will actually appreciate these because now as Jade gets a year older, so does those albums. So that's going to be
Yep.
interesting right there to explain to her,
That's awesome.
hey, daughter, you're the same age as these albums right here. There you go.
To them, live with them, come back and tell me what you think.
Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. But
Yeah, that'd be interesting for you to figure out like well see her reaction to the sound
Hmm.
like during that time. That would be very
it
interesting.
would be very interesting. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be very interesting. And you don't have to long because all you have to do is wait until she turns 10. When they're 10 years old, then all of a sudden there you go. 10-year-olds usually have an idea already of what sounds good to them.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
transitioning though, this is usually a part where we talk a little entertainment news. So I'll turn this over to the first lady Janine to see if she has anything. Because if not, for sure, I got you. I got you back.
Yeah, well, you've already had my back in the pre-production group chat, so we can just run with whatever you want. Do we want to talk about our fans battle and the entertainment? Because that was entertainment. That was
It was.
entertaining.
It very was. It very much was. You know what? I was saving that for the meat portion of everything, but you know what? That
Oh, this
seems to
is the
be the
meat.
topic of
Let's
discussion.
do it.
Yeah, let's do it. You
Yes.
know what?
This is it.
Get
Let's
into it.
so, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already checked it out, okay. First and foremost, there is I wouldn't call it an extended show from us. This is actually just a show of its own, which was like a spin-off idea from Versus. We came up with our own ideal show of what Versus is, but in its own unique way. So we decided that we created this show called Fans, where two fans of two particular artists battle it out. Okay, so again, if you want to check it out, definitely you can check this out because it is live on the YouTube as we speak. Just look up
Finally.
Fans with a Z. Yeah, finally, because a previous couple of episodes we got flagged with copyrights where they couldn't repost, unfortunately. So you can only catch the third one, but it's good because we're getting better. It's been an experimental process, right? So
Well,
now from here on
they
out,
will be able to hear it because I'm going to post him up on the podcast. It's going to have his own podcast, so they'll be able to find it like
Lit.
that. Yeah.
perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. So you heard it here first, y'all. So y'all be listening for the first couple of battles in audio form. But as far as a video form, if you're a video person and you want the video and the audio, well, you can check out the recent one, which we're about to talk about. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we had a battle that on paper definitely
On paper.
On paper.
seemed and felt like it would be completely epic, hard to decide, and indecisive on which one you want to choose and how this is going to swing. But, ladies and gentlemen, oh, how the tables turned, and boy, they never turned back. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, right. They never turned. It was facing one way and it stayed there. And they have like, you know how like sometimes like a table shifts because like one leg might be this much shorter. That happens like twice, but the shit never moved.
it never moved, ladies and gentlemen, and that's the thing, about this battle. This is what actually makes these so fun. Unfortunately for this, we wanted it to be a lot more competitive and back and forth, but this one didn't take that turn. But this is what makes this show so interesting because you just never really know. It's very unpredictable because
Hmm.
you don't know what that fan's going to choose, as their top songs. And you're like, okay, are they going to choose the big heavy hitters, the hits everyone knows, or are they going to choose songs that they just know and no one else does know? So it's
Hmm.
one of those things where it's an interesting show nonetheless, and you definitely can check that out. I'm the residential DJ, and of course, shout out to Miss Janine here because she got to be a part of the panel for the first
Again, that was
time.
so much fun.
Second
Yeah.
time,
All
actually.
Second
girl
time.
panel.
Second time. Yeah, yes, this
Hmm.
is your second time as a panelist. So you're the first ever two-time panelist, I believe. Won't be the
Two
last, I'm pretty
time and
sure.
no second.
Yeah, won't be the last. But shout out to the ladies. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Neen, again, share with the people what your experience is like for the ladies panel and experiencing something like this with all the ladies and just in an R&B fashion.
Yes. So I don't think we said who the battle was, but the battle was Usher versus Chris Brown. And it was such an exciting matchup because we know Usher is the OG, triple OG of this R&B thing. We know that Chris came up under him, may have even looked up to him, may have been influenced by him. So it was nice to see like a battle of the generations. And like Dwayne said, on paper, we know that both of them have hits. So it was really, we were anticipating, the track list from both sides. Now, what had happened was on Friday, uh, Usher had a better track list. Like, it was like every song played was a hit. It was a song that we knew the words to, we had a vibe, we had memories associated with them. And then Chris Brown was more of like, oh, this is your personal playlist. These are your personal favorites. And the live messages during the verses or during the fans battle was hilarious. And Dwayne was able to just kind of soldier through and remain professional. He wanted to take over a few times. Like, you sure you don't want me to pick the next song? Because what you doing? I don't know. And there's been memes made about it. There's been videos with our heads cut off, put onto different it hilarious. But I will say we should cut Spec some slack because for one, this is called Fans, correct? And I think what he was able to display, like I said on Friday, is that he's not a casual listener. He didn't come in here only picking hits that like a casual fan or a casual listener would play. You can tell that he's very familiar with Chris's catalog, and I can appreciate that.
Yes.
And he took one for the team.
Yeah.
In all honestly, because he only had what 2 hours to prepare. To consider, you only had 2 hours to pick 13 tracks, and you were very well versed in his catalog to pick tracks that had amazing production, where Chris, of course, sound good, but we just weren't familiar with them.
Yeah. And so now, Derrick, as the man who was behind the scenes completely, sir, your text messages made it very hard for a brother to focus as a DJ that day.
I'm sorry.
You were sending me you were sending me throw the doggone towel or call it audible for God's sake. Yes. Call it audible for God's sake. Hence why, as Janine so greatly said, with my professionalism of trying to, because again, shout out to the group chats in the fact that they were like, oh, Dwayne, man, you were smiling. You kept trying to hint it. I don't know how many times the audible, and I said, well, hey, man, my boy said he's sticking with his list. He's sticking with his list. But, sir, how did that feel? Because let's just go ahead and give this away. You and me were actually the originators of what was supposed to be this battle.
Yes.
We were the original volunteers for this battle, and we wanted to wait this out to give other people chances to platform this. Yeah. So as a result, we didn't get to. I feel like had we done this, it would have been what everybody else expected in terms of the hit quality. For sure.
That's not even a question.
Derrick would have been Usher, and then Dwayne was going to be Chris Brown. Oh, it was going to be the
other way around. Yeah.
Who would have thunk? Not me. I thought Derrick was for sure going to be Usher.
Yeah, because it just came off a conversation that Dwayne and I were having one time. Because I told him, this is actually when we were developing the concept for Fans. Like he and I were talking about just like how we can do a battle that just is just a little more evolved, and we came up with this how to do it. And I don't know who said what, someone threw something out about Usher and Chris Brown, and I told Dwayne, I know Chris Brown would be an underdog, but I believe that if we actually go through his catalog, I believe you would actually be able to understand that this dude can actually stand
Mm-hmm.
next to Usher. Not saying that he's going to beat Usher, because I knew during the battle I was going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew that, because dude, all he had to play was Confessions, the entire album, and I would have lost. That's it. So
Oh man.
I already knew it, and that I am actually surprised Darren didn't play Seduction. But that's another story. Um, I
True.
I just knew that there was a way that we could do this battle
Mhm.
where Chris Brown could show he can stand there,
Mm-hmm.
and that be it. And when we were discussing this, we were like, okay, we'll do the battle ourselves, just push it down the line, I don't know. I This may have actually come up in a conversation with Charles. We were on
Uncle Charles, shout out to
yeah.
him.
This may have come out during one of those conversations, and I think he may have said something in the Facebook group, and then it just blew up. Like I don't. It got to the point where everyone was just saying, "Yeah, Chris Brown, Usher," and then I'm like, "Well, this is the beginning. Like, we, Dwayne and I can't battle in the beginning. Like, that's not going to happen." So let someone else step in, do it, and see how it goes. Um, Spec, I have nothing but respect for him.
Respect,
No play on.
respect.
I didn't mean to play on words like that, but that actually
It worked. That was
that worked.
nice.
It did
Yeah,
work. It
that
did.
worked.
That was
Nice.
nice.
I have nothing but respect for him because of the fact that he did step in, like right when I was about to postpone this thing.
Mhm.
So thank you very much, Spec. If you're watching this, I appreciate you, man. I think I'm pretty sure I said that to you a couple times when we were talking, but thank
Mhm.
you again for stepping in. Um, like the Queen said, he knew Chris Brown's catalog. I don't know Chris Brown's catalog to sit here because I still haven't listened to his last album. I listened to a couple of tracks. I'm not listening
Yeah.
to 40. I'm not
Mm.
listening to 40 songs. That's not happening. That's just not happening, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Uh,
understand that.
but he knows Chris Brown's catalog, and to be able to come, and I understood his perspective when he explained it later. I understood his perspective in terms of wanting to introduce the audience
Hmm.
to a different sound that may make you think, I could choose because I like how this sounds. I, that strategy would work against a different artist.
Mm.
Or it would even work if we were able to play longer clips too. I
Mm.
think.
Actually, you know what? It would really work if all we were doing was playing unknowns between both artists.
Okay.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
That would
true.
have really worked.
That would have worked. I
Which
agree.
that's not a bad idea. Truth be told, that's not a
For
bad
Write it
idea.
future
down
reference.
inside.
I
Write it down inside of your notebook.
I
Okay,
got
There you
it.
great
I
go.
got
idea.
There you go.
it.
There you go. Because
um,
it's funny you said that because we saw, and Janine, I don't know if you got a chance to check that battle out for sure, but we saw that with the Eminem Lil
I
Wayne
was there.
battle,
mhm.
where yeah,
Oh
so
yeah, yeah,
we saw. So then yeah, you saw how that battle played out. It wasn't
yeah,
mostly hits in that one, right? It was a
yeah.
battle of okay, who's the better lyricist or the
Mm-hmm.
better
Hmm.
wordplay person in this, right? Who had the better delivery on this track? So
Right, right.
obviously there were a lot of songs that you may have known, may have thought were all right, may
Hmm.
not have known at all.
Yeah.
Uh, but then here we go with a battle like this, and it was a mixture of what the Jay Z and Drake one was, because the Jay Z and Drake one was all hits
Yes.
for the
Mm-hmm.
most part. There was some we didn't know on Drake's end, but they still matched up well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then yet we saw in this battle where it was a mixture of what the last battle and the first battle was.
Yes.
One side all
It
hits,
was.
one side
Yes.
where it was
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Very much so.
I don't know this right,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I don't know this
And
song.
I, I again, I appreciate both guys, Darren and Spec, for coming and doing that. Because it was a what should I say?
choosing words wisely.
Yeah, it was a great attempt. Um, but I think Chris Brown deserves a battle where it's the hits, and maybe that's not against Usher. Maybe that's against someone else. We'll find out. We might have to do something like that later on.
Mhm.
But I do want to explain to people that are listening that may not be familiar or that was their first time watching a battle. So we're doing 13 rounds. And honestly, if anyone that actually wants to do a battle moving forward, just listen. 13 rounds, right? But we're going to need you to prepare 20 like prepare like you're going to do battle 20 tracks because you may want to switch up a track from a based on what the other person is playing,
Mhm.
so you're going to be able to go first, first half, and then the second half you might go second. And depending strategy wise, you might want to shake things up. So prepare like you're going to battle 20 tracks. Just prepare for it, and have the reserves so that if you need to switch it up before sonically need to set to switch it up, you can do that. um
Mhm.
we didn't do that with this battle, so that's probably another reason, another aspect as to why this one did not go so well for Chris Brown. I think he only
Albeit,
I think he
uh,
only won 2 rounds, and I think
albeit,
and Janine, I
well,
think you guys gave him a pity one.
maybe three. I think it was
No,
three.
the
It
one
was
that
two
I
or
gave
three.
him, I did it because I really felt that way.
Okay,
Yeah, she
okay,
really didn't like
No
okay.
papers.
pities on my
I thought
She
end.
I
really
thought
didn't like
maybe
papers.
not yours, but I thought that there was one round that may have been given to him out of pity and not. And I forget which round
Genuine, yeah.
yeah, I forget which round that was, but I we might have to redo. We might have to do a
And
redo.
that's
Well,
the thing too. I just because the dope thing about fans is that from here moving forward, because like we're gonna be able to go back and replay it, you know, Jade, we were just talking about Jade being able to look back on stuff. I want people to be able to pull up a fans battle and say, okay, this is a good representation of what these two artists have given our culture, given our just given the music industry.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't think that Chris Brown was properly represented because if you don't know Usher or Chris Brown, listen to this, you'll be like, who the fuck is Chris Brown and why is he even battling Usher?
yeah,
As if that boy does not have sauce.
yeah. Which I was
mm,
actually surprised we didn't hear damage. We didn't.
Damn it.
deuces.
Happen,
Goodbye.
deuces.
Look at me
Say goodbye.
now.
Yeah. So
Look
it's
at me now should have definitely been played.
yeah. It
Off
was
the off the wall, run. Wall to
yeah.
wall. Is what I'm
Yeah.
Mhm.
saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot that could have been played that.
nobody's business. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. I'm
So
let's
I
just say
get it.
I'm glad I wasn't on camera for that
Yeah,
one.
your reaction, sir. You were just going bananas. You made it very hard
Yeah.
for a man to focus, but I
I
tell you,
apologize.
it was incredibly funny. So, guys, that just know when you go back and watch the battle, when you see this guy laughing incredibly hard, trust me, it was because of the messages that kept coming to my phone in the midst of this battle.
I was
It was
trying
not
to
easy.
time it to where it was like right after you hit play so that you could read it, laugh, move on. But there was one that I was just like, no, bump it. I'm just sending this because this audible that now.
Man, you said it
Help
was
this
a
man.
sinking. You said it was a sinking ship, and it kept sinking, boy. You said, man,
Oh
please throw in the
God.
towel. I said, I can't, man. He's riding with it. He's
Uh,
riding with it.
I,
Oh,
You
and
know what I
like,
mean?
hey,
I
he
respect
he
him for
he
it.
stood behind
I
his
respect him for it.
choices,
Yeah.
He did.
and he kept
Yeah.
his head held high. He
And he
told
Mhm.
took
Doran
it.
that he had a good ear
Smile,
several
smile on the
times.
face. Oh yeah, the smile on the face, and that's my boy.
So,
That's how he is in real life. True class act gentleman. I love you, Spec. You always smiling. You
yes.
always giving that energy, and respect the word respect is due. Now I will say, real inclusive. I had a nice little mini conversation with him, just giving my thanks to him, saying that appreciate you coming in last minute like that. Proud of you for standing your ground. Believe it or not, his spirits was a little bit down after that battle, right? He felt a little
Believe
bad,
it or not,
Oh, I
a little
saw
of
it.
bad.
course.
But then he had apparently some Chris Brown supporters that said they felt he actually won the battle. So believe it or not,
Oh, good
there are
job.
some people out there that felt like he won that battle. Just saying,
Hmm.
just saying. From his own
How
text messages, people
how
text
old
me.
were
Wow.
they? I would ask age,
Can't say.
but the way that is it Doran? Doran.
Darren,
Darren.
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 Mhm.
When Darren was like to mama he kept calling out his mom. So I would have assumed mama
Ah,
would have been on Usher's side, but she was team C
yeah,
Breezy.
she's
So
Team
age
C
is not a
Breezy.
factor here, apparently.
It's
Yeah.
it's not apparently. I mean,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right because I know some people that are older that really rock with Chris Brown, rock with him from the time he was out
Yeah.
to this
Yeah.
point. So I mean, it just again, guys, it just signifies that you never know what you're gonna get in these fans battles. And I tell you,
Oh yeah.
there's a lot to come in that. But
Yeah.
for this very show, you can call this just like a meat of the conversation because the fact of just topic of discussion from the pure entertainment value of Darren rubbing it in at times and slick shots,
Slick.
being petty.
When like he would open his shirt up a little bit, like, oh, okay, I'm about to get into my R&B nigga vibe. I was like, he is hilarious.
Yes, yes,
Oh
calling out the
man.
names and letting you know, yeah, y'all thought I told y'all I was
Right.
gonna come with it, and y'all said he was gonna win, and I just did this. Oh, remember I told y'all I was gonna be petty, and I was gonna play one of Chris Brown's songs where my guy was on that song and killed his own song. Like, oh, twice. Boy, you can't ask for guns like that, people. That's tough. That's tough. But that's where an audible's called because then when you play that, you have to just say, oh, play party. Play his verse in party. You gotta do that. But I get it. Spec had
Yeah.
to stick with what his guns were saying and
I respect him for it.
Mm-hmm.
I respect him for it.
100%.
For a man to be able
Respect,
to
spec.
stand behind his word and what he already set forward. I respect it.
Mhm.
Um, but there was after round two, he should have audible.
I respect you for maintaining your cool even though you were quietly pitching a fit and not saying,
I just
this
knew
is
Derek was about to start pulling like metaphorical plugs. All right, we about to wrap this shit up. Over with. This is
because
not what I
man,
envisioned.
It was
as the
live. It
person
was
as the
live. I was
person
gonna do that.
as the person who was going to rep Chris Brown initially from the originators of what this battle was supposed to be between the two of us,
Yeah.
I really thought for a second, like, oh yeah, he's like, man, listen, I'm about to, no, bro, bump
Nah.
this. I'm running Chris Brown now.
Nah,
Give me this.
and I had someone else. I think Julio, in the chat was hitting
He
me.
was ready.
He was like, bro, give me the sign in. Like I'm ready. I'm like, I can't, I can't do that, man. Dude is already
Oh,
on. Like to me, it's just at this point, you just let it ride. And I was just hoping maybe just one hit. That was it. At that point, I was just one hit. But by the time we got to round
so
four, I knew that was not happening.
so tell me, guys. Now he did play a few hits in between. They were spaced out, but from the ones he did play, that you did at least know, were you satisfied with the ones he chose that you did know?
Freaky Friday should have been played, bro. When you're talking
I'm
about
light skinned black is one of my favorite lyrics Chris Brown has ever sang. So maybe
yeah,
I was happy when I heard Freaky Friday. I really like that song to be honest.
is that a top 13?
Yeah.
No, but it was fun. It was nice.
It was fun.
Honorable
yeah.
mention.
Honorable mention, but that's how I'm looking at it. Like the best. I'm going to put the top that I know I can hit someone with, and that's not the one I would think. That would be one of the ones that I would put in the reserve. That okay, commercial hit,
Right.
yeah, but
Absolutely.
again, respect him.
Respect.
I got nothing but respect. He took it. I mean, that dude took all that ridicule for over, it was like close to 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
He took that ridicule that entire time
Mm-hmm.
smiling.
Oh
I
yeah.
would have, I would have disconnected, bro.
Okay,
I can
sore
understand.
loser.
I would have disconnected. No, not about
Well, you know,
losing.
that's the competitor in him. You know what I'm
It's
saying? Because
yeah, because if
come
if
on.
I know I can't win and everybody's just laughing at me like that, I'm just like, you know what? Oh, I'm gonna tag someone else in, and I'm gonna just, hey, bro, you take over.
And
Hey,
listen,
yeah,
and speaking of tag, you know, yeah, Lifeline for crying out loud. You know,
yeah,
the
yeah,
Lifeline, right? Maybe
yeah.
we should offer that in fans battles. I don't know. You need a Lifeline? You need somebody to come save you real quick? I don't know.
That
Nah,
might
that
have to
would
be
be.
something we think about. Yeah, that might have to be something we
They
think
have
about.
people inside of the waiting room just in case.
Just in
Okay,
case.
it's like, hey man, you need a
Yeah,
lifeline. You need somebody to save you real quick because you're taking
yeah,
this battle the wrong way, man. Hold on,
yeah.
gotta
We
get
might have to do
competitive.
that. Just
You
for,
know.
hey, yeah, I like that.
So let me ask again, going back to the ladies in the panel. Let me just say, y'all reactions when y'all heard some of these Chris Brown songs that you didn't know, but yet seemed to like at the same time.
Yeah.
What did that just feel like to just, be, waiting like, okay, DJ's about to spin the record, and then you're like, okay, what am I about to hear? And then it's not what you want to hear, but you still liked it. You just didn't know it. How did that feel?
It was it was nice. Like, not to say that this was catered for the ladies specifically, because we had a lot of interaction from the fellas as well. But anytime you're dealing with like an R&B crooner, like obviously they're trying to get it on with the ladies. So
Yep.
to just have a because I mean, unless you're like a true music head, we might not really appreciate like an Eminem Wheezy battle. You know what I'm saying? But Chris Brown versus Usher, that's right up our alley. And it was dope to be on a panel with these two other women, two dope vibes, three very different personalities, but we were like vibing out. And it was
Yes.
funny to see us really all have the same reactions though. Like we're
Mhm.
all different, but we were like, okay, yeah, no Usher.
And
Okay, like Chris Brown maybe, but no Usher.
and you know what I like too about it? It was you and I think Cleo that said that you guys were Chris Brown fans,
Mhm.
admitted to it at the beginning. The thing that I appreciated is y'all didn't lean to Chris Brown because you're fans. You called it right down the middle and saw how it was. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love the
and that
dynamic
props to
between all
you on
three of
that.
you. Yeah,
Yeah, that could have
I
been,
love that.
man. I love it too. Again, that's why I said
Yeah,
you ladies definitely represented hardcore because I mean, just the fact that meshed so well. It's practically destiny, man. It was just like it was meant for that to happen with you guys. But y'all, man, just made that seem so comedic with how
yeah,
nice y'all were. How nice y'all were, making Chris Brown seem like he had a chance even when you knew he
yeah,
didn't, you know,
yeah, yeah,
in that instance, based off that list, right?
yeah.
It's because even with I don't want to say a terrible track list, but even with a list that we didn't necessarily want to see, like Chris Brown is a vibe regardless.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
regardless. So like you can play something that I don't know, but like even the it was an Afrobeat song. I believe it was with
Mm-hmm.
DeVito, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too familiar, but I fucks with Afrobeats. I fucks with both artists. So I'm still vibing. It just couldn't match up with what Usher had in his arsenal.
Yeah, and there were a few tracks that he played, Darren played for Usher that were, you can't beat them,
Yeah.
cannot beat them.
Nice and
But
Slow was not gonna lose against nobody.
no,
No one.
Mm.
however, there were a couple rounds that he was wide the hell open.
Mm-hmm.
That if Spec had just played one of those tracks, that would
Mm.
have brought. There were at least, I think, like off the bat, like maybe 5 rounds that he could have played one of Chris Brown's hits, and he would have most likely won that round.
For sure,
Good call.
Papers. No, Chris Brown did
Papers.
win
He
the
did win.
Papers
He
Yeah,
round.
won.
he won that one.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
he?
No,
No, no,
no,
no,
he
he
didn't.
didn't. He didn't.
Didn't.
I was the only one that voted Chris
Janine was the
Brown for
only one.
that.
Remember, Dorian was the tiebreaker, and she actually went with Papers just because she
Yeah.
didn't know the Chris Brown song. That was
Yeah.
the only reason.
I thought Chris
Had that been a song that she would have known,
Chris Brown would have won that easy.
easily.
See, man.
Hence why audibles are always important. Going back to what you're saying
Yeah.
about having that extra 20, having 20. When you have 13, that's solidified, but having 20 totals is so you can switch them out. Because if you heard Papers, oh, this song I had next up, that's not it. But this one can beat Papers. Papers is beatable. Good hit, but it ain't a great hit, right? It's beatable. Loving This Club Part 2. It's beatable.
Yeah.
Right?
Loving His Club was definitely beatable.
Didn't he play the original?
I think it did
and
win
the remix?
that round,
Yeah.
actually.
The original,
he did.
Yeah, he played the original
played
and the
both.
remix. Yeah.
Yeah, that when I heard the remix, I was like,
Yeah. It was
that,
beatable.
that was a beatable round, yeah.
So it was just one of those things where you say, okay, hey, next time, you now know that. So hopefully with people out there who desire or want to do a fans battle, now they can see a little bit more of, oh, okay, let me have some honorable mentions. And you see, it's kind of my fault because I meant to tell Spec to have some honorable mentions, but I also knew I didn't tell Darren that either.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure I let these guys and girls know, hey, we need an honorable mention. And speaking of girls, one more thing for the ladies. Now, I would love to see two ladies battle.
Oh, I've been wanting it since we started this.
I need two ladies to battle with either a male artist or a female artist. Doesn't matter. We just need two ladies to battle now. We need to give them the center stage.
What are some dream battles for you, Janae?
I don't know. Like, I have artists that I know I would like to see battle somebody. I just don't have a matchup. I definitely want to see Travis Scott against somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see Ari Lennox against somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Tiana Taylor. I don't know if we can do, we can do 13.
So can I ask you something?
Yeah.
What about Tiana versus Summer?
I could see that. Who do you think would be a better match? I kind of want to do Ari against SZA.
I've been wanting to do Ari SZA, but some people that I've talked to already said that they said that Ari doesn't have enough.
That's a lie.
And I think she does.
Yeah.
I think SZA has enough.
But see, then that would start getting into what our critique was about Spec, because Ari and SZA don't really have like mainstream success, so to speak. So you really have to be a fan of theirs to be able to pull out, 13, 20 songs of theirs. So if you're a casual listener, it may not be as entertaining for you.
Right. And I think that I agree with that, but I think also that like having the 13 rounds is so that everyone can be a part of that battle. Like if you have at least one album and maybe a few features, you should be able to battle.
Should be able to battle. That's true, because features these days have been most important because that's what people have done, which is why I actually have one for that Travis Scott guy. Ooh. What do you think about this, Janine? How would you like to do Travis Scott versus T-Pain?
That would be hard. They're so different.
There's
my sentiments exactly. Yeah. Two people who are pioneers of their own sound.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Hence
I see what you did there. You did there. That would be a competition for sure.
Both killers of features, both killers of their own albums and songs, both have hits.
Yeah.
Hey, just throwing it out there, people. T-Pain versus Travis Scott. Makes it competitive, makes it different.
It
Yes.
does. Like I already, my stomach already hurts thinking about what I'm gonna have to choose between on these different rounds.
See.
Ah,
Right, right.
ah,
Hey.
ah.
You
Man,
see?
okay.
You see,
All right,
people, that's
all
just the
right.
artist in me. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you have an artist up here to bring you guys something,
Yeah.
a different perspective. The
Yeah.
pioneer of the auto tune meets the pioneer of the anthem and epic sound, right? So, yeah,
And the dark villain turn up.
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like
exactly.
whenever Travis gets on the song, it's like this doom doom. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
Travis about to come fuck him
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you
Houston
just, it's
versus
like,
Tallahassee.
yeah. Oh, such a beautiful matchup. See, you see,
Hey,
there
man,
you go.
I'm
There
with
you go.
that.
I love it. I
I'm
love
with
it.
that.
You see what I'm
Okay.
saying?
All
And
right.
this one should be done right. Of
Yeah.
course, right? As we
who
know.
would y'all this is somebody else. 2 Chains versus who?
Hmm.
Because Two
Chains
Chains got
versus
some
who?
he has some verses or some tracks.
Would it necessarily have to be an Atlanta artist?
No,
Mm-mm,
no,
mm-mm.
no,
Because
not at
that's where my
all.
mind, for some reason, just automatically went to.
Hmm.
We
I
could
think
stick a pin in it. I would
That's
just
a
like to see 2 Chains go up against somebody.
that's a tough one.
Oh, I guess he did in real life actually. Him and Rick Ross, right?
he did do
Did
one with
they?
Rick Ross. Yes, him
Yeah.
and Rick
Okay. So
Ross
then
did
never
do
mind.
one.
It's already
They
been
did a
done.
verses.
No, they did verses. They never did fans.
Let them know, Derek. Say it louder for the
They
folks
got
in the back.
look. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. The concept of fans to me, and not to toot our own horn or anything like that, but we know what we're doing. Like everyone that's over his verses. No slight to y'all. I love everyone involved. Y'all ain't doing it right, man. Y'all ain't doing it right. Y'all ain't doing it right. Sorry. We got it. We got it right here. We got it right here. We'll take over.
Talk that shit, Derek.
We'll talk over. We'll take it over. I think
I
I
love
think what
that.
what we have here with fans is a great concept and um foundation for how battles should be.
Mm, interesting.
I
I love
concur.
it.
Yeah.
Mm. But you still got to think about who you would put up then against
Yeah.
this
I
man.
almost want to say Future.
That's why I was asking, should
Almost.
it be an Atlanta artist or not? Because that's why that's who first came to mind. But man, I don't even know about that.
What about Ti?
Ti been in some shit as of late. I
Bro,
don't know
Ti,
about
know.
that.
I
I don't
know.
know.
man,
I know.
Hey, I
I
love
really,
you, but
I
I
I
really
just
know.
think
don't know what's happening right now.
he is
Yeah, I
starting to
know.
hurt his
I know.
legacy. Like it's just
I
like,
know.
bruh,
Yeah. Okay.
stop,
Bad example, people. Bad
just
example.
stop. Now,
Like I support, I
Sorry.
love you.
Rubber Band
However,
Man.
we need to let this play out a little bit.
See, that's different. Rubber
Ah,
Band Man. Are we talking about Rubber Band Man? Are we talking about
We talking
new?
about Tip, we talking about Ti, we talking about Rubber Band Man.
Yeah, like
rubber band man for
talking
sure.
about Rubber Band Man. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Trap music, urban legend on down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 That actually,
Yeah. That Ti. You know,
that might be your answer right there, though.
All right.
it's
Put a
fitting.
pin in that.
Yeah,
I
We'll have to
think that
figure
would
that
be
out.
good. I have to get
Yeah,
the combatants to go against that. But
yeah.
yeah, that's two good battles right there, people.
I'm
You
with it.
know, I would have to ask Janine, who would you represent? Would you represent Travis Scott or would you represent T Pain? That's the question. Hmm.
Mm.
My apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur me feels like I could really represent Tallahassee Pain in a very major way. But the way that my spirit has been and my connection with Travis as of late, I think if I had to choose, I would represent Travis.
Mm. Okay. All right.
And we
That's
have to be able to rage and like mosh pit when we do it too. Just give me a big enough space to get
okay.
it cracking.
Okay. Okay. So Travis Scott it is for the ladies. So we gotta find a lady to represent the other end in T Pain and see where we go from there.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
that would be
I'm with it,
interesting.
man. I'm with
That would
it.
be
I
very
can't look.
interesting.
Look, anybody that wants to be a part of it, hit us up.
Hmm.
Hit us
Indeed.
up. Yeah, Dwayne's gonna give you the information in a minute, but yeah, hit us
Yeah.
up.
Indeed, for sure. Quite simple, since you set the alley up for your boy. It's very simple, ladies and gentlemen. If you are listening and maybe you're thinking, well, gee, I would love to get in this fans battle. I have a very awesome idea. Well, go ahead and just shoot it very simply to the following email. Make sure you write this down now. Take a picture, all that good stuff, whatever you need to do. All right. Send it to, send your request to PTA Music at otsguys.com. That is PTA Music at OTS Guys with an S.com. Send your request in the subject matter. Let us know who you are in the actual message, and we'll get you in the Facebook group, and we'll set these things up, and get this thing official with the crew. And once it's locked in, you know, now there is a waiting list because again, there's some that's
Yeah,
kind of had some pending, but
yeah. I'm about to say it might not happen
Oh,
right
they
away.
they they almost jumped down Derrick's throat when on the YouTube live when he was like, "Yeah, we need a rematch." First of all, we have way too many battles lined up to be trying to rematch this one.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Nah, and that's what I was saying. We're not gonna. We most likely won't rematch it. Well, you know what? We might rematch it on Clubhouse, but
Mm,
so that might be an idea. But this specific one won't be on. We might not do it like this. But there's other guys that are pitching different battles to me. Like, yo, listen, man, that's not the way to do it. Like, you gotta just submit because I can't keep up with everyone that wants to
right.
do it. I got one that's supposed to be Scarface and Nas. Like,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Ooh.
so yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So
Not easy.
yeah, we might be doing that one pretty soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That'll be interesting,
yeah,
nonetheless. So I'd say we've had a pretty all around dope show. One final note to really end the show on that I actually forgot to touch about in terms of the music history. Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, it has been 1 year since the death of Pop Smoke.
Rest in
mm,
peace.
So
yeah,
rest in peace to Pop Smoke as your legacy continues to live on in the streets of New York and the sound that you have created and the people who are emulating the sound from the time of
Hmm.
when you were around. So
do you think he created that sound? Because I think he got it from
No,
50.
maybe.
drill was no. I think I think the New York drill movement was heavily influenced by the London drill. He
Hmm.
was
Okay,
just the first artist to really get
launch it.
people's attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
See,
But
and I wasn't familiar with Pop Smoke at all. Like when news broke about his death, I that was when I first heard about him. I had never heard about him
mhm,
before. So yeah, I mean that is definitely tragic. But yeah,
yeah.
1 year, Jesus.
Hmm. Yeah, it's one of those things, again, that you just say, rappers, do your best to stay safe in these streets. Because even some news that we forgot to touch on as well in the news portion was the fact that, oh God, I believe it was Roddy Rich
I just saw
and
that.
a couple of people were doing a video shoot and there was a shootout. Three
Yeah.
people
Hmm.
were injured in that shootout during a
Wow.
music video shot. So just, these type of things, man. The life of an artist, the life of a rapper, when you bring the street into it, you can't exit it. Gotta be careful with these things.
Well,
Man.
that makes me want to touch on something else, but we can
Tekashi.
touch on it later. Yeah, I didn't even want to say his name, but it was just really interesting to me that like the backlash on how Meek handled the situation, almost like y'all felt like he should have did more, or like, okay, so do y'all want him to risk his freedom over like a known clout chaser? Like, I'm not understanding
Yeah.
what y'all expect from this man.
So everyone was really expecting him to actually fight.
Like
Tekashi.
fight, take it there, you know what I mean? Wherever
Makes
there
sense.
is, but like,
Yeah.
no,
Now, someone else that's not in Meek's position will probably take it upon themselves to do that. But
right, I have too much to lose. Either you respect the growth and the fact that I'm trying to progress and I'm trying to do this whole prison reform thing and I'm not trying to promote the dumb shit. Either support that or want me to continue to fall into the bullshit. Essentially, it's ridiculous.
yeah.
And I'm not going back to prison over Tekashi.
Come on.
When he went to the prison over a wheelie.
I'm not playing with y'all. Call it what you want, but no.
Yeah. Yeah. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
And you see, preach that thing, Queen. See that's why we have her on this very show, ladies and gentlemen. You see how she does that? You see the passion, you see the realness that comes out of that. Why regress? Why would we do such a thing? See, and that's why. Why?
What I look like.
What we look like. Why should we apparently say goodbye? Well, I'll tell you why, because unfortunately, with the way things are set up, ladies and gentlemen, as you hear the music playing in loop, well, pretty much a given to let you know that we're pretty much in that point where it's like, we just gotta pass that, we gotta make all things come to an end, and unfortunately, it's right at that point for us. So we love you. We will be here for you, just like you are here for us. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. If you're on YouTube watching, hit the subscription button. We shout out to all of you guys who have helped us reach over 100 subscribers on YouTube. So turn up for that. Grab your glass. Boom, let's go. Shout out to you guys for that. Make sure you keep subscribing. Don't just stop now. No, keep subscribing, okay? Run it up some more, as we say in the instrumental. Nonetheless, we want to thank you guys on Spotify. Hitting that follow button. We want to thank you guys for helping us chart and become one of the #1 shows out there. You know what I'm saying? Just speaking it in existence. You know how that goes. We'd like to thank you for continually making us just who we are, because again, without you guys, this wouldn't be anything of what it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So again, thank you all for joining us. Make sure you follow all things at OTS Guys on Instagram, on Twitter for all the updates on news, new shows, clips of shows, so you can see what's been posted on a daily basis. Make sure you follow Derrick, as you know, at Derrick_OTS Guys. Make sure you follow Miss Nina at Nina Soul on Instagram, or O_Nina with 2 eyes right on Twitter. And you already know, follow your boy at Dwayne Dickey Jr. Retweet, you know what I'm saying? And follow your boy at Dwayne Dickey Jr. on Instagram. Follow me at Highlight Life, HILITE Life, if you like the musical needs and all that good stuff. And of course, follow Pastor Ox. It's very simple. At PTAOTS. So until the next time, people, well, it's about that time we slide on out to the left and exit stage right. But y'all know how we do. We'll catch y'all on the next night. Peace.